Hi, everybody. Today, I want to talk about a great conversation I had with a client today. She was speaking about her daily goals and what she's been working on. And she had been discussing an amazing, amazing principle and lesson, that we definitely should all strive for every day. I know I do. And she was talking about don't ask for life to be easier, work on becoming better. And it was such an inspiring call. She was like, she was just talking about a situation that she was working on, and there was a part of her that was like, I just, I wish that this was easier. And then she went back and she was discussing how she reminded herself that this was the opportunity for her to grow. And so instead of, you know or I should say, moving into her new habit, she was like, no, this is an opportunity for growth. And she goes, I just want to become better, even, 1, 10, 5%, whatever you choose to be. But she goes, I'm striving to become better every single day. So I wanted to read about confidence. And this is a great way for you to build your self identity. This is an excellent way to build confidence. When you give yourself, a command, when you tell yourself that you're going to do something and you follow through, whether you want to or not, whether there's something else going on, but you're like, no, I'm committed. This is what I want to do. The best way to build your self identity and your self esteem is to follow through. And even if you don't want to do it at the time, just going through the action of doing it and then getting the result. Definitely leave some comments down below if you've gone through this where you're like, I just want to sit and watch a movie. And you're like, no, this is what I said I was going to follow through with. I'm going to stay committed to myself. And then, let me know how you felt afterwards. Let me know how inspired you were, how energized you were afterwards when you saw the result. And just knowing that you stay committed to yourself and you followed through, that's how we become more. That's how we become the more expansive, bigger version of ourselves so that we can go after those greater goals that we have. So I'm going to read again out of our Thinking into Results program. And if you're looking for coaching and mentorship, we can definitely help you with what you want to achieve. So having confidence will free you to go where your heart leads you, to do what you must do. Confidence gives you strength with style. I love that. Strength with style. It generates a non physical aura that captures the conscious attention of everyone in your presence. It is that something which others admire. Confidence sets up a vibration that causes others to trust in your abilities. It instills in them a feeling of safety when following your lead. When you're confident, and you know that you know. That's really important, everybody. And this is where, in our other videos, we've talked about our belief systems and we've talked about, instilling new habits that will end up increasing our results. And this is where we say, that you believe, you possess an awareness of a powerful truth. You are one with the infinite, which is why we say that anything is possible. You know that when you are in tune with the unseen power that is in every molecule of your being, you will always solve whatever problem you may be facing. Because this power is far greater than any condition or circumstance with which you could be confronted. If you doubt yourself, if you doubt your ability, if you feel you are not able to do the job or solve your problems, the advice in this article will not matter. And that's the biggest thing. That's the critical question. How do you develop confidence and tune into this power? So permit us to suggest that you already have confidence. You might not have it when you want it, or possibly in the area that you need it, which is your opportunity for growth and change, but you've got it. Confidence is knowing. It is an inner certainty, and absolutely nothing can change it. It wouldn't matter what happened, what anyone said or did, When you have confidence, what you know, that inner voice in you that gives you power and strength, cannot be changed regardless of the challenge. And so ultimately, confidence is knowledge. If you were going to parachute out of a plane, you would most certainly want to have confidence in the parachute that you were using. The more you knew about the parachute, the more your confidence would either increase or decrease. Your confidence is the parachute is largely determined by your knowledge of that parachute. So I love this part about confidence because it sets up a vibration that causes others to trust in your ability. It instills in them a feeling of safety when following your lead. And this is what I'm talking about when we're following our own lead. It doesn't just have to be about following, say the lead of your boss or, the head of your family. This comes down to, following yourself and trusting in your heart and following in what you're deciding to do and the decisions that you've made and the goals, that you're wanting to achieve, those results that you're creating and that you're working to create. And so the confidence that's in you is in that knowing, and the trust and the faith that comes in for you to take the steps to move into, that new identity and that new person in order to achieve the result. That confidence is going to help you take that action regardless, as to whatever's going on. And so that's what it's saying is, don't listen to the outside, listen to the inner voice. Just, have faith and take the, take that leap of action so that you're able to get to where you want to go. And again, this builds, everybody talks about identity. How do I build my identity? Well, you build your identity with confidence. Confidence in knowing that you're going to get the result. You're going to do what you need to do. You've given yourself a command and you're going to follow through. You could watch that movie tomorrow, getting done what you said you were going to do. You're not going to negotiate yourself. You're not going to sabotage your wants and goals and desires. You're going to continue to follow through and you're going to feel good. And every day, in every way, you're getting better. And so I love that my conversation today really reminded me of that, I don't want life to be easier. I want to strive to be better. And in getting better, life gets easier. And that was a huge lesson, that I was able to learn, was that, I don't need life to be easier. I need to get better, gain better skills, have better habits, get more momentum so that, it's easier. My day just naturally becomes easier when I have better skills and better habits. If I start my day early and, I don't feel rushed and I'm very focused and I've had time to meditate, I'm in great momentum, the day is easy. Traffic doesn't bother me. I'm enjoying myself. I'm listening to my podcast. Things are really simple and easy. And so this is how, the days become easier and we're able to, be more productive in a simpler, gentler way. And when we talk about, detachment and not worrying about, how things are going to work out, because you've already seen it finished inside your mind. So you already know that it's going to work and that everything is working out for you. So, these things are incredibly important, these habits and lessons that are going to help make an easier day. So if you've got a lot going on and you're trying to figure out, how to make your day easier, start implementing these new habits. And as you get better, you're able to take on more and more. And it becomes easier because you're open, you've got the habits, you've got the skills, and you're able just to absorb what you're doing in the day, and you're also inspired to do it. So if you've got a lot of things that you're doing in the day and you're like, oh, I just don't want to do any more of this, or oh, I can't stand doing this, or you know, start reframing, find things that you do like about your day, find things that you do enjoy doing, If it's even just a result that inspires you, not everything about your day is unenjoyable. Not everything about your day is bad. So, as you learn to reframe these things, as you learn to again strengthen who you are, become the greater person and the bigger vessel to absorb more, you will automatically end up having an easier, simpler day. And it's not through, efforting or grinding and white knuckling your way through the day. You will just naturally find that doing the action steps that you need to do in order to achieve your result are just with ease, and they're with a gentle flow, and it just becomes very simple and effortless. We talk about touching things lightly, and this is the best way that you can do it, where you just detach yourself and you end up finding that life just becomes easier and simpler. So if you're struggling, I understand. I can relate. Do your best to reframe these things. And again, find the positives in it. Like even doing dishes, for example, nobody really truly enjoys doing dishes, but it's something that needs to be done. And when the kitchen is clean and, we have everything that we need and we're organized for the next day, we can find enjoyment and fulfillment in waking up and having a clean kitchen, having everything organized and ready. And then your day just starts that much smoother and that much easier. And it's just the little things, that's just an example. Instead of procrastinating, it's the little things that we can do to help our day be more smooth and we're enjoyable and we're starting off on the right foot. So I hope this video inspires you. Hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.